Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Deputy County Executive Ken Jenkins, along with Director of Operations Joan McDonald. County Executive Latimer is out of the county today. We wanted to make sure to start this week's COVID update, our media update, with talking about the humanitarian crisis in Haiti. We want to make sure to let everyone know, all the Haitian folks know that in the community, that our thoughts and prayers are with everyone as there's a humanitarian crisis with the earthquake in Haiti. Moving down to our COVID updates, per the New York State vaccine tracker from 8/15, there are 609,520 people with completed vaccine series in Westchester County, 671,000 people with at least one vaccine dose. So we have 81.8% of our population 18 years or older with at least one vaccine dose. 69%, we're going to hit 70% this week, hopefully, with a population that has complete dosage for either the Pfizer, Moderna with 2 shots or Johnson & Johnson with 1 vaccine shot that's necessary. The testing that we have going on right now, and as we continue to watch the Delta variant, things are continue to creep up as far as testing is concerned, the testing number and positivity tests because of the Delta variant is concerned. From the 12th on the county-wide tracker, active cases, 2,398 cases, and confirmed new cases as of August 12th, 229. And again, we want to make sure that everyone recognizes we're just not in the same scenario that we were in 2020 at this point of view, where we didn't have vaccinations available for individuals and we did not have anything on the horizon, but we had many more people that were testing positive on a daily basis. Certainly we had more people in the hospital, but again, the vaccines are working. There are very, very few deaths, and as the county executive always points out, and we always want to continue to point out, that every death is a loss of a family member, a friend, etc., that we want to make sure to recognize all of that. But we are in extremely, extremely good shape as far as that's concerned. Again, it's very concerning that the numbers in testing positive continue to increase, and 95% of those individuals that have tested positive for coronavirus are unvaccinated. So we do have a series of things that we can do. However, we want to make sure to let people know that they have to continue to do things, mask up indoors as we are doing here, except while we're speaking, and we've got to continue to make sure to keep people as safe as possible. With that, I'm going to turn over to Joan McDonald to talk about all of the things that we've been working on from COVID. You know, Joan has been our leader with Emily Saltzman and the team to be able to deal with all of our COVID, everything COVID. But at this point in time, Director of Operations, Joan McDonald.
Thank you, Ken. I'm going to spend a few minutes talking a little bit about what we're doing with schools, immunization clinics for students, not just with their COVID immunizations, but with their regular immunizations, and then a little bit on the booster shot that CDC and New York State have been coming out with the guidance over the weekend and today. First of all, we are in active dialogue with our school districts. We continue to talk with them on a regular basis, and we know that the issues of both vaccines and mandatory masking is top of mind for parents. We are ready and able to set up a vaccine satellite at any school district in the county. Please give us a call and we will work this through with you. We are working with our local school districts and helping them establish the procedures necessary to reopen schools in a month. In addition, we have the free back-to-school vaccine clinics for all of the immunizations that students have to have when they go back to school. The Westchester County Department of Health will now book appointments for free back-to-school vaccine clinics in Yonkers on Mondays and Thursdays from now through the end of August, and on Friday in White Plains from this week through the end of August for children to have the vaccines that they need for school. All children who do not have their required immunization must have their first dose within 14 days from their first day of school. The county health department can help Families without insurance, child care, Child Health Plus, or Medicaid should call the county health department to schedule an appointment for those vaccines at no charge to the families. You should call 914-995-5800 to find out if you qualify and to make an appointment for those back-to-school clinics. At the County Health Department, 20 South Broadway, second floor in Yonkers. The hours are Mondays, now through August 30th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., and Thursdays, beginning this week, through August 26th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. At the County Health Department Clinic at 134 Court Street in White Plains, now through August 27th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Anyone who would like a COVID-19 vaccine is welcome to come to those clinics with no appointments during those times. And that has been very successful at getting people their COVID vaccines and other vaccinations. As everybody knows, or as most everyone knows, the FDA has approved and CDC recommends an additional third dose of the Pfizer or Moderna COVID-19 vaccine as part of a primary series for a very small number of people with significantly weakened immune systems who do not develop an adequate immune response to the initial 2 doses. There currently is no recommendation for a booster vaccination dose, and we are awaiting those. There are no recommendations for an additional dose for persons who receive the J&J vaccine. Immunocompromised individuals should consult with their regular physician regarding their need for an additional COVID-19 booster. And such immunocompromised persons should always continue to wear a mask, stay 6 feet apart from others that they don't live with, avoid crowds in poorly ventilated indoor spaces unless otherwise advised by their healthcare providers. Close contacts of immunocompromised persons should also be vaccinated. Commercial COVID antibody testing is not authorized or recommended to determine immunity or the need for additional vaccine doses following COVID-19 vaccinations. As more information becomes available from CDC and the FDA on these booster shots, we will continue to provide you that information. And now I'd like to call up Norma Drummond, who is our Commissioner of Planning. Norma is going to speak about the issues and the results of the census for the 2020 census year. Norma and her team at the Planning Department, Blanca Lopez and Emily Saltzman, were the leaders in the county of making sure that we did everything in our power to make sure, even in the midst of a COVID, that we got as many people counted as we could, and Norma will thank the individuals on her team, as I know she will. So Norma, if you could come on up.
Thank you, Joan, and thank you, Kim, for the introduction. We are very excited. Census 2020 data came out last Thursday. It was a huge file of data that my staff are still working their way through. The data came in all the way down to the block level, so it's a lot of data for us to get through, but the initial results are out, so we did want to get through and share them with you. So as of April 1st, 2020, Westchester has 1,004,457 people living in its borders, according to the 2020 census. 1 million is not a number we're used to saying for Westchester. So the new resident population of 1,004,457 is the highest it has ever been in Westchester County, according to the census. No one is fleeing this county. That's an important message. They are coming here to be a part of Westchester. The Census News continues the trend of good news for the county. Our economy is thriving. Businesses, both small and large, are growing. Crime is down, and our vaccination rate is among the highest in the state. In 2010, our population was 949,113, so a growth of about 55,000 people. An accurate account enables Westchester County to receive billions of dollars in state and federal funding that it's allocated based on population. It can be used for schools, for infrastructure, roads, hospital, fire departments, and after-school programs. To get ready for the census on April 1st, 2019, County Executive Latimer signed an executive order announcing the formation of the Westchester County Complete Count Committee to include geographic, ethnic, and constituency representatives from many of the hard-to-count populations. Those were areas that, based into the 2010 census, we felt that there was less representation than was probably accurate in 2010. So the Complete Count Committee worked with census advocates, community-based organizations, local complete count municipalities, graduate students, et cetera, to get the word out about the importance of a full and complete census and count for the 2020 census. Included in the county's 2020 efforts was a robust public awareness campaign in both English and Spanish, which included advertising on billboards. It included advertising on buses and on the bus shelters, bookmarks and stickers and reusable shopping bags, a whole host of different things that we were able to use and get the message out. I think in all we printed over 50,000 flyers that were able to get posted up all around the county and used. They were put in food distributions and with the library distributions of library books as well. Excuse me. So Latimer, County Executive Latimer also rolled out a series of 7 public service announcements, each one focused on a different audience identified as hard to count from the census, from youth to clergy to business leaders. The census portal itself opened up on March 12th, 2020, while the county was beginning to just battle this COVID-19 pandemic. The pandemic caused the county to totally pivot our ideas and activities in terms of what we were going to do to promote the census and all the outreach efforts, because we had to accommodate a lockdown and all the social distancing issues. The county's role in the 2020 census was unprecedented compared to previous census events. We took hold of this challenge starting in 2018 and didn't leave the work behind to just the Census Bureau and the municipalities. Westchester's success in achieving a higher percentage of self-response was partly due to the work done well in advance of the census to ensure the Census Bureau had more accurate addresses to reach out to. The results of the county's efforts show the hard work paid off. We kicked off a robust awareness campaign a full year ahead of census, before it was set to begin, establishing the Complete Count Committee that put a great focus on ensuring all sectors of the counties were participating. I want to specifically thank Carola Bracco, who chaired the Complete Count Committee, for her dedication and outstanding work. I also want to thank all the county departments who stepped up and helped us get an accurate count of the county. Westchester Community Foundation awarded the county 2 grants for a total of $100,000 to support the work of the Complete Count Committee through the hiring of a coordinator for the committee. Heriberto Contreras was the person that we were allowed to hire in our department to enable us to assist, and his work just was phenomenal in terms of reaching out with the emergency food distributions, and so many of the different distinct efforts that really happened to be able to make this count complete. So we do thank Heriberto for all his work. Additionally, we want to recognize the entire Westchester County Complete County. In all, the committee members itself ranked about 30, including myself and Deputy County Executive Jenkins as ex officio members. But in all, we probably had closer to 130 people who actively participated with us, got on our listserv, and as we distributed information, were there to help us get the message out. We also want to thank the Westchester Putnam Center Labor Council, and I have to thank personally my staff, Ted Lineback, who particularly is our census planner, and even today is working hard, really hard trying to get all that data while his computer keeps crashing on him because the file is just so large to get through. But then also we had our Matt Bratton, who was our intern for the summer of 2018 and the summer of 2019 and is now a planner for the town of Greenburgh. Bill Brady, who is our chief planner, and Anthony Zano, our assistant commissioner of planning, who they've all been around just being able to help us with all of the different efforts and distributing things and just getting things out the door. So with that said, I'm going to turn the podium back to Deputy County Executive Jenkins. Thank you.
Well, Norma, we want to make sure, again, on behalf of the county executive, to thank all of the municipalities for all of their hard work. They had many individual complete count committees, as you referred, but it didn't start, Norma Drummond, Commissioner Drummond, you have never not lived up to the task when it's presented. This particular one, it wasn't your first rodeo, as we lovingly say in all the terms when we talk about these things, but because of the county executive's leadership in creating a complete count committee that was basically made up of individuals from all around the county, and as you said, expanded out to many more individuals because it was so critically important to make this work. So Westchester County, over 1 million people in Westchester County, and Yonkers moving up from my hometown from number 4 to number 3, and we're going to keep stretching on. But the point cannot be said enough. It was a preparation work that was done by the professionals in the Department of Planning that ensured that additional 24,000 locations, street addresses, were identified to the Census Bureau, and clearly that paid off, and that's the way that things should be, that the municipalities working with the professionals, making sure that we get everything that we're supposed to do. The million is not just a number that just sounds good. It makes a lot of difference from the things that we're going to be eligible for from Westchester County's perspective, from federal dollars down to local state dollars as well. That million number is very, very important. It makes a difference in how sales tax gets distributed for those local municipalities. So again, congratulations, Norma, to all of your team that worked so hard, but more importantly to the people of Westchester, as the county executive always mentions, it's that partnership to be able to sit at the table and have those conversations that make that work. When you see the things that happened in COVID, you see examples like this with the Census Bureau, it is that kind of leadership that makes sure that we hear everyone. And county government, as the county executive always says, is a partner, a big brother, not a dad or a mom in that case, but a sibling entity that can provide all that support. And again, the planning department has been at the vanguard of that for a very, very, very long time. And again, congratulations on all the hard work. We want to make sure to talk about the things that have been happening in our parks. Again, the tremendous work of the award-winning, nationally accredited Parks, Recreation and Conservation Department, PRC, is just tremendous. Again, the attendance at our parks this year has been phenomenal, whether it's from Playland, where there's 235,000 folks that approximately have come through the gates at Playland Amusement Park. We got to recall that last year it was not opened at all, and certainly we've had some tremendous weather days where the park has not been able to be open at all. The fact of the matter is 235,000 people have come through the park, and it looks wonderful. They've done a tremendous job of the things that are going on, and you can actually go out and see some of the work that the Director of Operations, Joan McDonald, and the team have done out there with the $125 million worth of investments that are going on from our county dollars into the Playland Amusement Park, because it's still our park at the end of the day. The beaches, there's not even a comparison to last year. It was almost 9,000 people that went to the beaches last year. We know we had Glen Island closed because of the testing site and then the vaccination site that happened after that. We recently got that back from Glen Island, the beach. That is the county's largest beach out of the 3 beaches. 56,000 people approximately have come to our beaches this year from 9,000 last year. It's just a tremendous thing, and certainly we know that at the beaches and the pools, the county executive instituted the new mask scenario when you are in the public areas, like you're indoors. When you have to go to the restroom, go to the stands and be able to do those things. Once you get sat up on your blanket or towel at the beach, or the pools, then you can take off your mask and certainly enjoy the water and be able to do those kind of things. But we want to continue, again, to be vigilant on the things that are happening with COVID and specifically the Delta variant. Golf rounds are ahead of the pace again that they were at the record level last year. People are enjoying the county parks. Again, these are your parks, and you should make sure to take advantage of being involved in those parks. But again, the golf rounds, almost 162,000 rounds of golf that were played. We're about 3,000 ahead of where we were last year at this particular time. And that, again, includes some really, really hot days as well as the weather days where no one, even a really a really dedicated golfer would not go out in some of the torrential rain that we had, and they certainly should make sure that it'd be out off of the golf course if there was any thunderstorms, et cetera, and paying attention to that. We have one quick announcement for the pool scenario, specifically for our New Rochelle residents. The New Rochelle pool, the Lincoln Park pool this summer has not been open. So what we have done working with the city of New Rochelle, the County Department of Parks, Recreation, and Conservation, at the direction of County Executive Latimer, will have the county park pass requirements waived for New Rochelle residents only at the Wilson Woods pool at Wilson Woods Park in the great city of Mount Vernon. So once again, that's just for New Rochelle residents. You don't need a park pass. You do need identification that shows you are a New Rochelle resident. And the daily admission prices are for adults $8, senior citizens $5, and children is 5 to 11, $5, and if the child is under 5, they're free. And this offer is good from the 14th of August right through Labor Day when the pools close. And again, that is because of the Lincoln Park, the Lincoln Avenue pool in New Rochelle not being available for this particular season. Please note, and we always want to say this, especially at Wilson Woods, public parking is extremely limited. So if you have the opportunity, take advantage of the outstanding Beeline system to be able to get to the park. It's not a far walk. It is actually a very, very nice walk to get to from the bus stop to the pool area. And the Wilson Woods Waves Pool is one of the treats that people like going to for the county. With that, I'm looking at Lisa to see if we have any questions that are on point. All right, with that being said, we want to continue to remind people that the Delta variant is real, and we need to continue to do the things that the CDC recommends, specifically for anyone inside of a county facility, that the masks are required. Even if it's not required, if you feel more comfortable wearing your mask, wear that mask. I know some people's mask game is tight and they have them color coordinated in their favorite teams, their schools, their departments, and the county departments. You know what, you can keep that going. And there's no shame in keeping your mask on, making sure that you are keeping everyone safe. And more importantly, for those that cannot be vaccinated, you're trying to make sure to stop the spread of the virus. So with that, I'm Deputy County Executive Ken Jenkins with Joan McDonald, Director of Operations. Everyone take care and continue to stay safe.